My fiancé ran away from our wedding for his first love, and I gave him one last chance. Are you really going to leave? If you walk out now, we'll never have a future. Don't regret it. He apologized softly and resolutely turned away. In a corner where no one could see, I secretly curled my lips into a smile. He doesn't know that I'm a god. If I wanted him dead, I have many ways. His first love isn't as simple as he thinks. I believe he'll soon come back begging me. In the dressing room, I tugged at Tony's sleeve, looking at him with a sorrowful expression. Tony, please don't go. Today is our engagement day. There are so many guests outside. If you leave now, what will they think of me? What am I supposed to do? Tony gently pried my fingers off his sleeve. His bangs covered his lowered brows, obscuring his expression. Only his voice reached me, sad and helpless. I'm sorry, Haley. The engagement ceremony can be held another day. But if something happens to Serena today, I'll never forgive myself. Wait for me, I'll be back soon. When the host called for the groom and bride for the third time, the dressing room door suddenly opened, and Tony, in a pure white suit, stepped onto the stage. Cheers and applause erupted from the audience. Meanwhile, I stood behind him, frozen inside the dressing room. The host quietly reminded me, the groom is on stage, the bride should come out soon. I ignored him and simply watched Tony. He scanned the audience and glanced back at me, clenching his fists as he strode forward, quickly walking down the red carpet, disappearing from view. Whispers started rising from the audience. I lifted my dress and walked gracefully onto the stage, taking the microphone from the host's hand. I'm sorry to inform everyone, the groom has run away, and today's engagement ceremony is cancelled. In the hotel suite, I wore a robe and held a glass of red wine, reclining on the sofa. With a gentle wave of my hand, a mirror of water appeared out of thin air. I took a slow sip of wine, lazily gazing ahead. Tony was anxiously carrying Serena as he rushed out the door. In his arms, Serena's eyes were tightly shut, her brows furrowed, sweat beads forming on her forehead, as if she were enduring great pain. Her pale lips moved slightly, her voice barely audible. Tony, brother, Tony, is that you? They say that before a person dies, they see the one they've always wanted to meet but never could. If I see you now, does that mean I'm about to die? Tony looked down at her with concern. Don't say that. I won't let anything happen to you. Feeling bored, I went to cut some fruit for myself. By the time I returned, Serena was already lying on a hospital bed, and Tony was holding her hand with a worried expression. Serena, don't worry. The doctor said it's just excessive blood loss. You'll be fine after some rest. Why are you so foolish? Even if I'm getting married, I'm still your Tony. Why hurt yourself? A tear rolled down Serena's cheek as she looked at Tony with pitiful eyes. I don't know why, but when I think of you getting engaged to Haley, my heart hurts so much, I just can't control myself. Suddenly, as if she had thought of something, she tightened her grip on Tony's hand, her eyes filled with anxious concern. Right, Tony, today is your engagement day with Haley. If you leave her to see me, won't she be angry? Tony jolted, as if suddenly realizing something, and quickly pulled his hand away. You're right, we're getting engaged today. There are so many people at the ceremony. If I suddenly leave her, she won't know how to handle it. She's probably still waiting for me to come back and help her. Serena, you rest well. I'll come see you after I take care of things over there. Serena nodded, pretending to be understanding. Okay, Tony, take good care of Haley. Don't worry about me. Tony turned to leave, but halfway there, he heard Serena cough violently, as if her lungs were about to burst. He stopped in his tracks, and just then, a nurse came in, immediately starting to scold him. Family of the patient, where do you think you're going? Can't you see how the patient is coughing? She just had a wrist surgery. Her body and mind are extremely weak. She can't be left alone for a moment. Is this how you care for a patient? Seeing Tony's conflicted expression, I suddenly felt annoyed and dismissed the water mirror. The phone kept ringing incessantly, with my parents and Tony's parents taking turns knocking on the door. I flung the door open and we locked eyes. They were momentarily stunned. After a few seconds, my mom cautiously spoke. Haley, are you okay? I shot her an impatient glare, and she immediately fell silent. As the original Haley, they had tossed her into the countryside to fend for herself with her grandmother since childhood. It wasn't until her grandmother passed away and Haley reached marriageable age that they brought her back to use her as a marriage tool. If it weren't for me, the original body would have long rotted away. As for them, they were nothing but insignificant dust in the bustling world, tainted and impure, certainly unworthy of my courtesy. So I had never been polite to them. Because they needed something from me, they had always endured my attitude. Tony's mom sighed. Haley, I know you're upset. Today's situation was indeed Tony's fault. Rest assured, when Tony comes back, I'll make sure he learns his lesson. But about the marriage, can we not call it off? I looked at Tony's mother, her eyes filled with eager hope, and remained silent. The original Haley didn't have many memories of her. The few remaining were mostly of her and Tony, filled with motherly affection, which made Haley envious. So she was a good person, and I never made things difficult for good people. Tony is your son. How to teach him is naturally your decision. As for the engagement, today your son abandoned me in front of so many guests to tend to another woman, which truly humiliated me. Since I've said I want to break off the engagement, I won't change my mind. I'm sorry, Auntie Tony. I'm tired. Please go back. After saying that, I closed the door again, amidst their varied expressions. For 3 consecutive days, I didn't leave my room, only allowing the staff to leave my meals at the door. People outside said I was ashamed to face them because my fiancé ran away during the engagement, but only I knew the truth. I simply wanted to avoid the hassle of dealing with those nosy people and enjoy some peace. After all, besides Tony and Serena, I didn't care about anyone else. On the 4th day, Tony finally appeared. I was woken up early in the morning by the sound of dong, dong, dong knocking on the door. Tony's anxious voice came from outside the door. Haley, are you okay? Just say something. If you don't make a sound, I'll break down the door. When Tony's countdown reached 1, I finally couldn't bear it anymore. I got up from the bed and cursed loudly. Tony, are you done? Why are you acting crazy here so early in the morning? Don't you let people sleep? Tony's voice carried obvious joy. So you're okay? It's good that you're okay. I heard from our parents that you haven't gone out for several days. I thought you couldn't bear the blow and something had happened to you. You really scared me. I rolled my eyes and said, do you think I'm as stupid as Serena? Do you think you're worth my risking my life for? Tony was choked for a moment and then spoke again after a long while. Haley, I know that I was wrong that day. I shouldn't have left you alone at the engagement scene and made you so embarrassed. But our marriage contract concerns 2 families and it's not a joke. It can't be cancelled just like that. Open the door and I'll explain it to you slowly. Oh, it's not that I didn't come to explain to you on purpose. It's mainly because of Serena. She just cut her wrists. She's very weak and her mood is unstable. She really can't do without me. As soon as her condition improved today, I came to you immediately. Oh, Haley, are you done? I've been coaxing you so humbly. What else do you want? Don't be too greedy. Oh, what on earth do you want me to do before you forgive me? Go to hell. Damn it. There was a dull sound of a fist hitting the wall from outside the door, followed by several deep breaths in a row. After a long time, Tony's voice regained its calm. Haley, I know you're still angry now. It's okay. I'm not in a hurry. You calm down first and I'll come to you again after you've calmed down. As soon as Tony left, I quickly got dressed and flew out of the window. I decided to go and see Serena before he rushed back. There's no time to waste. In the cafe, Serena stirred her coffee with a bright expression, showing no signs of the heartache that comes from unrequited love. I gave her a light tap on the head and sat down across from her. Relaxed, are we? Did you know Tony came back to find me? The girl beamed, raising her face that resembled mine. I know. I told him to go look for you. I raised an eyebrow. Oh, growing up? She playfully stuck out her tongue. Men always like gentle, understanding, and kind women. I can't be a jealous woman. I have to be the gentle, kind interpreter. I glanced at the menacing black vines spiraling around her neck, and decided to throw some cold water on her enthusiasm. Don't get too ahead of yourself. Have you forgotten your past life? In an instant, her expression wilted. Serena's previous life was that of a pursuer, with Tony as her target. Back then, she was naive and kind, filled with unrealistic dreams for the future, believing that sincere love would be reciprocated. Unfortunately, her heartfelt devotion couldn't warm Tony, a cold stone stuck in a pit. She chased him for 10 years. He remained unmoved, even finding a new love. Only in the 11th year did he leave that love behind and accept her affection. On the day Tony proposed, she discovered his cancer diagnosis. Pancreatic cancer, the deadliest of all, a certain death. The love she had longed for was over before it even began. She couldn't bear it. So, she traded her chance to return to her original world, along with all the rewards from her quest to save Tony. Unexpectedly, once he recovered, the first thing he did was break up with her and reunite with his true love. Her mission had failed, and just as she was about to be erased by the system, she met me. Meeting was destiny. I am a kind and soft-hearted God, so I gave her a chance at rebirth. As long as this time, she could make Tony truly love her and marry her, she would be spared punishment and could return to her original world. Of course, this chance wasn't free. As payment, she needed to use her body as a vessel to nurture a heart-eating vine for my ascension. Before her quest succeeded, the vine would consume her flesh day and night, devouring her heart. Only after Tony loved her and married her would the vine fully grow and disappear. I reached out to touch her cheek, seriously advising her, using soft tactics can make him like you. But liking isn't loving, and it's far from love. If you want him to love you completely, just this isn't enough. Think about your past life, think about his true love, think about when he came back to you and when he left. The girl suddenly looked up, her eyes sparkling. I understand now. Wait for my good news. After parting with Serena, I went straight home. In the afternoon, Tony's parents got the news and pressed my doorbell, bringing bags of items and insisting on entering. I had the security guard keep them outside while I relaxed in a lounge chair, soaking up the sun. Tony's dad paced outside, trying to take on a parental tone and lecture me. Haley, while Tony is at fault, don't you share any blame? Everyone can see Serena's feelings for Tony. If it weren't for you, she might have already been our daughter-in-law. Because of your engagement, Serena was so upset that she harmed herself. In the end, this is still your fault for not comforting her emotions in advance. I nearly laughed in anger and was about to get up to kick them out, when I saw Tony's mom cough a couple of times and discreetly tug on his dad's sleeve. Realizing he had overstepped, Tony's dad quickly changed the subject. Anyway, Tony and Serena's relationship has always been pure and proper. He has apologized to you, so let's hurry up and get the wedding done. There's been too much gossip about you two lately. Besides, what man doesn't have a few close friends? Your current behavior is petty and jealous. In ancient times, you'd be in serious trouble for this. Listening to Tony's dad ramble, I suddenly understood where Tony's scummy personality came from. It was clearly from the previous generation's teachings. Even the best pretenders can't keep up their facade when their own interests are at stake. I casually cast a silence spell on Tony's dad, stopping his nonsense. He opened his mouth wide but couldn't make a sound, turning red in the face. I kindly called for an ambulance. Auntie, look at Tony's dad. His neck and face are so red. He's not going to choke, is he? That's really scary. You should hurry and take him to the hospital. Tony's mom glanced back at me, her eyes filled with complex emotions, as if she had 1,000 words to say but only let out a sigh. At the hospital, the doctor examined Tony's dad and found nothing wrong, but he still couldn't speak. Tony's mom was in tears, panicking, but she didn't understand what was happening. Tony did. So that night, Tony came to find me again. Haley, I really can't believe you're such a malicious woman. Why are you taking your anger out on my dad? I already apologized. How long are you going to hold this against me? Is it fun to make me angry just to get back at me? Or are you trying to get my attention with these childish tactics? There are a lot of women out there waiting for me. Serena being the best example. You see how much she loves me. Do you really think I can't live without you? I made a gesture at him. That woman who loves you to death is currently live streaming your great love story for everyone. If you want me to lift your dad's silence spell, come over and watch with me. In Tony's puzzled gaze, I cast the video onto the big screen. In the live stream, Serena had tears sparkling on her face, looking pitiful as she recounted her sweet memories with Tony. This little bear was given to me the first time I met Tony. I had gotten lost while playing, and it started to rain. I was curled up on a park bench crying, when Tony showed up like an angel, holding an umbrella, wiping my tears, and taking me to find my parents. Before he left, he gave me this bear as a keepsake. This little bunny keychain was a gift from Tony at a business event my dad took me to. He said I was as sweet and cute as this bunny. He thought he wouldn't have a chance to give it to me, but then he ran into me again. And this medal is from Tony's first athletic competition. He didn't want to give it to me, but he couldn't resist when I begged and pouted, so he had no choice. In the video, Serena's face was tear-streaked, but her eyes sparkled with joy. Tony was also affected by the emotional atmosphere, murmuring softly, "So you remember everything." The comments were flooding in. "Childhood sweethearts are the best. Get together, get together, get together." One different comment popped up, but I heard Tony has a fiancé already. But this comment was quickly drowned out as Serena recounted all her moments with Tony. The live stream audience swelled to 1 million, the atmosphere reaching a climax. Everyone was guessing the purpose of the live stream. Over 80% of viewers believed it was a public proposal. The comments were flooded with, "Get married, get married, get married." Tony sat beside me, tears in his eyes, showing a depth of emotion I had never seen before. Just then, a loud phone ring cut through the air, and Tony's dad's furious voice came through the receiver. "Tony, what did you say to Serena? Do you know the company's official account is completely ruined now? A whole bunch of netizens are demanding you marry her. I'm giving you 1 hour to sort this out." Tony's deep feelings suddenly felt distant. He froze for a few seconds, as if waking from a dream, and called Serena. "Serena, you've always been a kind and understanding sister in my heart. I just saw your live stream, whatever your purpose is. Shut it down right now. I understand your feelings, but marriage isn't a game. I'm engaged to Haley, and we're never going to happen in this lifetime. So, Serena, don't do anything foolish. It's not good for either of us. Tony spoke passionately, and I had to tap his shoulder several times before he finally reacted. I gestured at the screen, and he stared blankly at Serena's phone. Serena was live streaming his call. In an instant, the comments turned harsh. Scumbag, playing with women's feelings. What brother-sister nonsense. When it's cute, she's a little sister, but when it's time to clarify, she's just a sister. In short, just acting promiscuous without wanting responsibility. A few minutes later, Tony's dad called again. Tony, look at the mess you've made. Get back here right now. Tony looked at me with a mix of frustration and anger. Haley, you did this on purpose, didn't you? You intentionally lifted my dad's gag order at this moment? I shrugged, indifferent. If you're unhappy, should I seal his mouth again? Unsurprisingly, T Group stock hit the limit down when the market opened the next day. Half an hour later, Tony and his parents stormed into my house. Tony's dad was clearly furious. Just one night had passed, and he already had 2 huge spots on his mouth. Son-in-law, the crisis with T Group ultimately stems from the issues with Tony and Haley's marriage. Both families rise and fall together. You wouldn't want to see T Group suffer, right? So my idea is simple. We need to resolve this. The urgent task is to get the 2 kids married quickly. Then let Serena step forward and admit she has been pining for Tony all along. That Tony has nothing to do with her. I disagree. 2 voices said this in unison. One was mine, and the other belonged to Serena, standing at the door. She had changed from her broken beauty look yesterday to a well-tailored cheapo, her hair styled into an elegant updo. The moment Serena appeared, Tony's eyes lit up, a flash of amazement crossing his face. Serena entered uninvited, respectfully bowing to Tony's parents, uncle and aunt. I know I'm not as distinguished as Miss Haley, so I can't help T Group financially. Tony's dad scoffed, turning his head away. Serena straightened her back. But after recent events, you must have realized that Miss Haley doesn't love Tony at all. To her, Tony is just a frivolous playboy, someone who doesn't study but enjoys flings. How can you entrust Tony and T Group to such a woman? How can you believe she'd help you when T Group is in danger? Putting her own interests aside, I'm different. My genuine feelings for Tony are evident to everyone. Besides, the results of yesterday's livestream speak for themselves. My account went from 0 to 1 million followers overnight. You can ask the PR department how much it costs to get a 1 million follower influencer for an ad or to endorse something. With me, I'd be a ready, willing spokesperson for the company. Tony's gaze gradually softened, and he looked at Serena with new warmth. But Tony's dad remained as indifferent as ever. Serena took a deep breath and upped her ante, acting as if she had nothing to lose. Of course, you can refuse my proposal and continue forcing Miss Haley to marry Tony, but I won't give up. I'll continue to rally public support online. If you won't let me have peace, I won't let you have it either. By the end, Serena was trembling, and she began to cry. Tony, heartbroken, pulled her into his arms, wiping her tears. Tony's dad slammed his glass on the table, his veins bulging, his tone authoritative and uncompromising. Nonsense. But the way his lips curled up slightly told me he was swayed. Sure enough, in the following week, I didn't see Tony and his family at all. Instead, Serena was constantly active online, reporting in real time about her romance with Tony. Her followers increased by millions, almost reaching 10 million. T Group's stock price also soared. Tony's dad was so happy he couldn't stop smiling. To boost Tony's image, he directly handed T Group over to him. A month later, Tony live-streamed his proposal to Serena on the company account. Netizens celebrated wildly, overrunning all of T Group's official accounts. T Group's stock hit 5 consecutive limit ups. Compared to a month ago, the stock price had doubled, equivalent to T Group's performance over the last 5 years. Serena sent me a photo of Tony proposing to her, saying she was exhausted from acting both online and in real life every day. But thankfully, hard work paid off. She finally succeeded. I looked closely at the photo. Tony's gaze at Serena was indeed affectionate, as if he had truly fallen for her. But I still felt something was off. That feeling was confirmed later that night. When Tony came to find me, he was dressed in an exquisite tailored suit, his hair meticulously styled, looking incredibly distinguished as he lounged on the sofa. Haley, you see, even without you, T Group's stock can easily double. That's my power. If you come back now and propose to me live online, I can overlook your previous actions. You'll still be our T Group's young mistress. I scoffed, Didn't you just propose to Serena? What about her? Tony looked ahead with disdain. Serena, just playing a role. The doors of T Group aren't for just any woman. He stood up, meeting my gaze. The story of a prince marrying a Cinderella is just a tale to fool children. In the real world, only true princesses deserve to marry princes. I suspected Tony wouldn't easily fall for Serena, but I was genuinely surprised he never intended to marry her. So you never loved Serena at all? Of course not. I clapped my hands. Come out. A pale Serena trembled as she stepped out of the shadows. Now, it was Tony whose face turned white. Serena, how could you be here? Serena raised her hand high and slapped Tony across the face. The sound echoed loudly throughout the hall. Tony, remember this. It's not that you look down on me. It's that I've dumped you. From this moment on, I don't want you. After saying this, Serena ran out of the hall in tears. I shot Tony a disgusted look and ran after her, blocking her from escaping the villa. Where do you think you're going at this hour? Are you really trying to end your life? Serena cried and threw herself into my arms. I thought he was just selfish and greedy, a flirt with no heart, but I never realized he's completely heartless. Woo-woo, sister, I don't want him anymore. He's just too disgusting. I can't handle it. I hugged Serena tightly, gently stroking her head. To be honest, at this point I didn't know how to handle it either. Tony really seemed like a heartless tough guy. Have you really thought this through? If you give up now, it's like throwing everything away. I just saw that the heart-eating vine is almost on your face. If you don't quickly conquer Tony, you'll be doomed. Serena wiped her tears and looked at me with determination. Sister, I've made up my mind. I'd rather die in pain than live in disgust. Serena has disappeared without a trace. After confirming that her account has stopped being updated, her fans have attacked the official account of the T Group, asking them where they have hidden Serena and whether they have imprisoned her. The T Group firmly denies it. Unfortunately, the fans don't buy it, and the T Group has experienced the first major drop in stock price since its establishment. After consecutive days of limit down, it directly announced an indefinite suspension of trading. Tony has come to see me several times, begging me to tell him where Serena is. I told him that I only know some small tricks like fortune telling and silencing, and I don't have a clairvoyant eye to see Serena's recent situation. The only thing I know is that Serena is still alive at present. Of course, I'm lying to him. As soon as Tony left, I took out the photos that Serena sent me. In the photos, the girl is standing under the billowing clouds, smiling brightly, like a fairy in the clouds. Serena really knows how to have fun. During this period of time, she has climbed mountains, dived, bungee, jumped, and parachuted, all of which are exciting and dangerous activities. Sometimes I don't even know whether she really wants to have fun or just wants to kill herself. However, it's her life and she has the final say. One night 2 months later, I suddenly received a call from Serena. She asked me to come and collect her body. I had already expected this answer, and my heart was calm, just feeling a little sorry for this optimistic and hard-working girl. When I arrived, she was lying on the hotel bed, quietly watching a variety show. The exposed skin was almost covered with black vines, making her look like a black human pupa. I gently stroked her face and asked a very stupid question. Does it hurt very much? I have never seen the heart-devouring vine grow so rampantly on a person, which makes people feel a chill in their hearts for no reason. Do you want me to help you end it earlier? Serena suddenly turned her head and looked at me with bright eyes. Sister, I have suddenly had a strange feeling recently, as if you and I have known each other for a very long time. So, sister, did we know each other before? I shook my head. I also have this feeling, but I don't know why. I held Serena in my arms and felt her life passing away bit by bit. At the moment when the last bit of vitality overflowed from my arms, Serena's soul left her body. Our eyes met. I finally know why we feel that we have known each other for a long time. It turns out that we look exactly the same. It turns out that I am her and she is me. I finally remember. I am the favorite little daughter of the Father God. But I don't study hard all day long and only know how to have fun in the human world. My elder brothers and sisters have been promoted successfully one after another, and they can control more e-dimensional spaces and even create their own exclusive spaces. But I don't even have the ability to control a single dimensional space, and I even have a love-sick brain. The Father God said that a love-sick brain is the most stupid and stubborn disease, and it must be uprooted as soon as possible. And the most effective way to cure a love-sick brain is to let me enter the human world to experience the emotional tribulation. When I understand the meaning of emotion and complete the tribulation, the love-sick brain will naturally be cured. Serena is the emotional spirit clone of me entering the human world to experience the tribulation. It's a pity that I'm useless. Not only did I fail in the first life, but I also lost myself. After that, the Father God erased my memory and sent me to save Serena. And the heart-devouring vine is the double insurance given to me by the Father God. If I succeed in understanding, the heart-devouring vine will be helpful for my cultivation. If not, someone will tell Tony later that I am a demon and my body is a vine. A greedy and self-interested person like Tony will surely force me to understand. My Father God is really painstaking. I smiled bitterly. No wonder I always feel that I have no feelings for everything around me during this period and act rationally and decisively. It turns out that my emotional spirit has been separated. With the return of the emotional spirit, I have been successfully promoted. When I put Serena's body in front of Tony, his expression at that moment was like a kaleidoscope, very colorful. Shock, astonishment, heartache, regret, intertwined and very complex. It made me feel very good. After returning to the divine world, the Father God was very happy and allowed me to choose a favorite space as a promotion gift. I chose this dimension where I experienced the tribulation. There is no other reason. I just want to see Tony's final outcome. In the water mirror, Tony is lying on the table with blurred eyes and a flushed face, drinking one cup after another. It seems that since I returned Serena's body to him, he has become like this, drunk and muddled. Not long ago, he also sold his own company at a low price. His father scolded him for being an unfilial son, but he slapped his father instead and drove his father out of the house. Suddenly, several big and strong men approached him. "Buddy, you have owed the wine money for several days. When on earth are you going to pay back the money?" Tony's arm waved feebly in the air, and he said with a big tongue and unclear pronunciation, "It's none of your business. I'm the prince of the T Group. How can I have no money? Everyone knows that the T Group has been sold by you. Don't pretend to be a big shot here if you have no money." The leader ordered the younger brother behind him, break one of his legs and throw him outside. If he dares to come in again in the future, beat him every time you see him. The picture is too bloody for me to look at directly, so I turned around to get a fresh drink. When I came back, Tony was lying beside the trash can, dying. Looking at his gray face, I understand in my heart, his life is coming to an end. Very good. This is what he deserves.